is over.
Hey guys, welcome to the Insiders Wrestling Podcast. We are coming at you live on a Wednesday night, following some what looked like some good wrestling tonight. I didn't get to see a lot of it, but and then of course following the draft, following everything we've gotten. It always seems like we've got a lot of stuff to talk about, and tonight is no different. Welcome to everybody who is in the chat. Welcome to everybody who has joined us, and we're gonna just have our normal kind of a show for this week, and then we got things on the horizon. We can kind of see the sun peeking out of some new things we're going to be doing. So we'll let you know what we've got in the works, what we've got coming up. So first of all, let me say that as always, our show is sponsored by the good folks over at Manscaped. Manscaped is refining the gentleman. Make sure they have amazing products over there. Like I said, I was reading up on some new stuff that they have. They actually came out with a brand new cologne. They came out with a nose hair and ear hair trimmer. God knows us guys, we need those. You don't want the hair sticking out of the ears. It's not a very pretty sight. Same thing with your nose as well. You don't want that embarrassing nose hair sticking out. So yeah, get over there, check out their lineup. The Lawnmower 3, of course, their newest product is a revolutionary piece of technology. And get over there, check it all out. Go to their website and use our code Insiders. Get 20% off of your order when you do. And even if you're an existing customer of theirs, you can use that to get supplies if you run out of supplies like blades and things like that. So go there, check it out, and use our code Insiders. Along that same line, we also have from the good people at Fight TV on our Twitter page. You can go and check out the pinned tweet. We have a contest that we're running with Fight TV for Bound for Glory. So if you don't know how you're going to watch Bound for Glory, or if you're thinking, hey, I'd like to watch Bound for Glory for free, go there. I think there was a couple things you had to do. One is follow us, which I'm sure most of you already do. Another is follow Fight TV. And then, of course, retweet the tweet. Like the tweet and comment on what you'd like to see most on Bound for Glory, which we are very, very, very excited about. Bound for Glory is going to be an awesome show. We love our Impact Wrestling. So coming off Impact Night last night was amazing as well. And Bound for Glory is going to be awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. All right, let me welcome some people in. Famous KJ Carter says, yo, bros, what's up, Famous KJ? How are you tonight? Joshua Mickelson says, hi. Hey, Joshua, how are you? Jody Gilly says, hey, yo. Yes, we got a little Scott Hall and some hey, yo. Zenobia Tillman says, hi, hello to you. Rusty says, my favorite Insiders night. We appreciate that, bud. Hello, Rusty. How are you? How is the Warpmobile, or as I like to call it, Rusty's car? Jody says, I just got home from getting my head stitched. Oh, that's not good. Great Wolf losing one of my extensions. Oh, okay. Yeah, I've been to Great Wolf Lodge several times. A lot of fun. C Wrestling says, good morning. Hello, C. How are you tonight? Hope you are doing well. So yes, we are here, and we again, same format we have had. Again, we're going to be changing things up. We're going to do some different things down the road a little bit, and that's coming soon. But we tonight are going to have Gary Cassidy, of course, to start us off as always, and then we're going to come back. We're going to do our top 3 things in wrestling for the week, as we have done now for the past several weeks. And then we'll kind of go over some stuff with you guys as to what we're going to do. We're going to get to talk about the draft as well, because I know a lot of you guys probably are itching to kind of talk about the draft a little bit. Of course, it just was over on Raw on Monday night. I know you guys probably have a lot of thoughts on things that are going on there. I read a little bit of news about Ali. A little something might be going on there, that a segment was not shown with Ali, and Ali didn't look too happy about it. Now, this could all be part of the story, could all be part of the plan, that they're pissing off Ali even more, and he's got even more reason to be upset. But there were people saying that he was supposed to have a segment, supposed to have that big reveal on the draft and tell everybody why he did what he did. But I could kind of see why they'd want to save that. I mean, you don't want to upstage it with the draft itself. So I could kind of see why, but he did send out a tweet saying, hey, just something else that's been overlooked that I've done. So yeah, let's talk about the draft a little bit. We'll do that a little bit later. Of course, we will have Jessi Calynn in Calynn Corner tonight to finish off the show. We will do that as well. And let's talk about what we've got coming up for the rest of our week. So tomorrow is Thursday. Now, Thursday's normally not a busy day for us. We normally don't do a lot of stuff tomorrow. So we are going to have a hot tag episode tomorrow night. I'm going to try to jump on. It'll depend on when I get home, but I'm going to try to get on for this because we're starting at a special time. So it's going to be at 7:00 p.m. Eastern time. That's going to be Jeff and Brandy will start it off. I'll see if I can jump in. And that is going to be all about Hell in a Cell. So, yes, Hell in a Cell will be the topic of discussion on the hot tag tomorrow night. We will discuss past Hell in a Cells and talk all about that match. So, because that's right around the corner, very close. It's only about, 10 days away or so, 11 days away.
Yeah.
That we're going to talk about. Yeah, of course, we'll be streaming that live, but Hell in a Cell is so close. So, why not do an episode about it? And then tomorrow night, 9:00 p.m. Eastern time, we are going to do a special edition of Ask the Insider. So that's going to be myself and Jeff. And again, this is kind of like, I know we were saying we're going to have the big party stream, and this is going to be the stream for you guys. So we're just going to kind of sit back. We're going to answer questions. You guys are going to ask us questions. Whatever you want to talk about, it doesn't matter. Again, keep it clean. But you guys can ask us whatever you like. We'll talk about things. We'll discuss things. We'll tell some stories, this and that. And that's what we'll do tomorrow night at 9:00. So that should be a lot of fun. We did that before with Brandy. We did it with Jody as well in earlier episodes, but this one will be Jeff and myself. And so we will talk all about a lot of stuff. We'll have some good stories. I know I always have some good stories lined up. I'm sure Jeff's got some good wrestling stories he could talk about as well. So you guys get to ask us questions tomorrow night at 9 p.m. Eastern. Friday, we're taking the night off. Nothing on Friday. And then the weekend, we're going to take the weekend off too, because the next weekend is going to be absolutely crazy. So we will be off Friday, Saturday, Sunday, come back on Monday with Abby's Window. I know I talked about moving Abby's. We'll see. We'll see. We're going to kind of test the waters and just kind of see how it goes. But for now, Abby's is staying put where it is. And then, of course, Tuesday we'll have Impact, and that will be the Go Home show for next week's Bound for Glory, which will be Saturday. Then we'll have our podcast on Wednesday, Hot Tag on Thursday, Skip Friday, of course, and then we will have the Impact Bound for Glory stream on Saturday night with you guys, and cannot wait for that. So looking forward to it. So looking forward to the matches. I'm really excited for Impact. And then on Sunday, we will be streaming live Hell in a Cell as well. So big week coming up for wrestling of all kinds. So Jessi Calynn has joined us. Hello, Jessi. Welcome. So, all right. With that said, that's our plans for the rest of the week. So let us get into some stuff from Gary Cassidy, shall we? And we'll hear from Gary, and then we'll be right back with you as soon as Gary's video is over.
Hey guys, hope you're doing well as always. Not been a very busy news week, which is kind of welcome, I guess. There's not been a lot of bad news, which is always good. But yeah, I guess we should start with the Thunderdome. So WWE remaining in the Thunderdome, remaining in the Amway Centre for at least 4 more weeks on top of what was already contracted. I'd actually reported last month that WWE had told talents to prepare to travel again. Now, travel there didn't mean, going on the road to different towns and different cities every night, because we know that's quite a way off. But they had been told to prepare to potentially go to a different venue. Now, obviously, that's been pushed back by at least a month now. But I was told by someone else that, it may not be anything other than a negotiation tactic at that point, and that essentially there was a good chance that they might extend the deal with the Amway Centre. we know that the NBA is not running on just now. You know, the Amway Centre can probably do with the money. They, for the 2 months before the extension, managed to get $450,000. So that's a decent amount of money for a building that's not really being used. Obviously, WWE are sourcing out all the Thunderdome equipment as well from someone called the Famous Group. So yeah, it looks like everything's just going to continue. I was going to say as normal, but not really normal. But yeah, as normal as it's been for the past few months, we will see the Thunderdome used for Raw and SmackDown up until I believe the very end of November now. No word as to whether it will go beyond that, but the NBA, I believe, is back. You guys will know better than me, in January, I think it is. So you'd have to think that might be the cap for when they go elsewhere. What I'd been told about going elsewhere was that essentially it would probably be an outdoor or partially outdoor venue, and that it would be with the prerequisite that fans would be allowed back in the building, because obviously that's the one advantage you would have going somewhere that is not the Thunderdome. So we'll wait and see. I guess that one still is up in the air as it has been. It looks like it might be January before that happened. Triple H addressed it on a call as well, saying that they won't go back to the Performance Centre, now known as the Capitol Wrestling Centre, for Raw SmackDown. It will go to a bigger venue if and when they move. So yeah, I guess we'll wait and see. And yeah, so the draft, I guess, is the biggest thing that happened this week. It's always the kind of thing where, you know, it's only about as exciting as it can be at this point, because we don't really know what will happen and who will go, you know, well, we know who will go where, but we don't know who will go where in terms of their career progressing or you know, diminishing in any way, because it's all hypothetical at this point. But it is worth pointing out a couple of the interesting moves. So, of course, you know, Roman Reigns stays on SmackDown and Drew McIntyre stays on Raw. The two major champions. No switch this time. Didn't think we would get one because we got one last year. You know, but that's kind of a standard move. You know, Reigns is just back. McIntyre's kind of doing his thing on Raw. It didn't really seem like that was ever going to be a switch. But in saying that, a couple of big switches did happen. Namely, Seth Rollins leaving Raw, going to SmackDown. You know, the Monday Night Messiah. No one thought he would be moving nights. Or maybe he did because of the nickname, you know. Maybe it was one of those reverse psychology things. I know you guys will be excited about The Fiend moving. So The Fiend going to Raw. For me, I think that's a really good call because I think he's been doing brilliant stuff on SmackDown. And I will liken this to someone that has just returned. The Fiend, much like Elias, I think has a lot more to offer a 3-hour show than a 2-hour show because, obvious reason, there's a lot more time to fill. You know, if you've got one of your big stars that can chuck a nice Firefly Funhouse segment in there, chuck a live concert in there like Elias or like Bray Wyatt can, it's very beneficial to breaking up a 3-hour show. So I think that's a good move. AJ Styles going to Raw, I'm really excited for that because we might finally get AJ Styles versus Drew McIntyre. They've been like ships in the night, switching brands ever since, you know, both of them have been in the company. So I'm really excited for that one. Interestingly, Carmella stays on SmackDown. She's not moved. She's never been on Raw as a permanent fixture. She's been on SmackDown ever since her move in 2016. Also glad Alexa Bliss has moved with Bray Wyatt as well. That's obviously a really good thing. I love what they're doing right now. That double sister Abigail in the middle of the ring was fantastic. And that kind of leads on to something else that I guess is a nice flawless segue into the next thing we'll talk about. Undrafted superstars. So this happened on Friday. Well, they've done this thing, you know, SmackDown draft and then a few picks for Talking Smack, which is a good way to get people to watch the show. And then anyone not drafted can sign anywhere they like, you know, in kayfabe anyway, because we know that they're going where WWE tells them to go. But, you know, we'll play along with the storyline. So we had Chad Gable, Grand Metalik Lindsay Dorado and Mickie James were free agents after Talking Smack, which meant that essentially, Kalisto had gone, or he'd remained on SmackDown. They were sending a lot of tag teams to Raw at that point, so we kind of guessed they were being split. So yeah, Lindsay Dorado and Grand Metalik went to Raw, and Chad Gable, Shorty G, I hate calling him that, stayed on SmackDown, which left Mickie James. Kind of makes sense because she's out injured, and they did leave injured superstars out there. They normally do this in the draft. Injured superstars don't tend to get drafted. But they'd announced it beforehand. They knew she was injured, so a bit of an odd one. But well. The other weird one happened after Raw. I'm not going to run through all the names that were free agents after Raw Talk, because there was a lot of them. But we had a lot of free agents after Raw Talk. The only one that remained after all the signings were made was Andrade. Now, obviously, we've seen him alongside Zelina Vega, who's now gone to SmackDown. We've seen him in the ring as part of a rivalry, not a rivalry, but a segment with Bray and Alexa. So we thought maybe there'll be a little something after that. There wasn't. Zelina's gone to SmackDown. Who knows where Andrade is? It's recently come out in the past few hours from Wrestling Inc. that he's suffered a small injury. He's going to be out for about a month. So that might explain that as well. However, it's worth noting a few names that didn't get drafted and weren't included in the draft pool. Forgotten Sons, I think we can all defer why that happened. But Bo Dallas, who we thought might be the person that was returning to NXT, ended up being Ember Moon, which I'm delighted about. But yeah, thought he'd be there. And the surprising one for me was Mojo Rawley. No mention of Mojo Rawley whatsoever. So yeah, the kind of thing that I guess we need to wait and see if any of them turn up at any point. But that ain't good news when you've drafted over 80 superstars and you're not one of them names. So I guess we'll just see how it goes. But yeah, I've of course steered clear of mentioning anything AEW related because it's the big anniversary show tonight. Or one of two anniversary shows because they had one earlier in the year for the anniversary of the company. But I'm really excited to watch that in the morning. Hopefully you guys have watched it and enjoyed it by the time this is broadcasting. Hopefully there's a title changer too. I'm really hoping that we get some kind of shake-up. But yeah, hopefully you guys have enjoyed AEW, NXT, and of course Impact, which I'm sure we're going to be mentioning a lot more next week on the run-up to Bound for Glory. Have a good one.
All right, guys, and that was Gary Cassidy. Thank you to Gary for, as always, for getting us those video or audio clips to us every week. Really cool of him to do that. I know Gary is a very busy man and has a lot of things going on his plate as well. So, and congrats to Gary for all of his success and the things that he's doing with wrestling now. Keep him busy with everything as well. And thank you again to him for sending us over the clips. All right, so. I have to say, guys, congrats to AEW. It is their 1 year anniversary today. So congrats to them for being, around for the year. Look, when we all started, when they started this last year, at this time, everybody was super excited. I mean, it was something new, something different, something that we were going to get that was, not just the same old. And we saw Jericho with the title. We saw, so look, it's great to have it. It's choices. It's giving people different things to watch. And I'm never going to argue about that because it's, look, you don't just have one thing. And for many, many years, that's what it was. A lot of these other companies kind of went by the wayside. Impact is kind of making a comeback now, but they were kind of off the charts. Ring of Honor was kind of always there, but not really, not many people really paid attention. New Japan, of course, is always there, was its own thing. But I mean, we primarily had WWE. So if you kind of didn't like it or didn't like the way things were kind of going, there really wasn't much choice for you. You didn't really have much out there. Now there are choices. You have AEW to watch. Some of you really love it. some not so much. And you know what? That's great. Look, everybody has their own opinion about everything out there. But for those of you who are enjoying AEW every week, that's fantastic. And it's awesome that you have something to watch, and awesome that you have something to hang on to and love, that you look forward to every single Wednesday night. So I didn't get to see much of the show. I'm going to go back and watch it because I know there were championships on the line. I heard the results, so I do know the results. I did see the end of the Moxley match. I love Eddie Kingston, so I was really happy with the ending there. Big fan. Liked him in NWA, and I think he's going to be really good for the show. But I did see the ending. I know Lance Archer lost. I was kind of really expecting him to win the match. I thought maybe they're going to make a change, but making a change on a regular weekly show, we all know doesn't often happen. It doesn't happen in WWE either. You don't see titles usually change. That's why they do the pay-per-views in most cases. So yeah, but yeah, congrats to them, and I'm glad they're around. It gives us something else to watch. It gives us an alternative, which a lot of people wanted for the longest time. And I gotta say, I was probably part of that crowd at one point when Bray was gone, and when he left, when he was cult leader Bray, and then he had the whole thing with Matt and he left for a while. I was really in kind of the same boat. I wasn't that thrilled with where WWE was going. I didn't like the direction, and I kind of left it for a while. I pretty much stopped watching wrestling because I didn't have a choice. There really wasn't anything else going on. I mean, I didn't know much about Impact. Now, Impact was probably still happening and stuff, but really wasn't following it like I was now. Besides, spoiler, Impact is amazing. So if you're not aware of that, come on Tuesdays and watch and listen to our show. We really enjoy Impact. So, all right. But anyway, let's see if there's anybody else that joined us. James Chadwick is here. Hello, James. How are you? Gust is here. Hello to Gust. Welcome to the stream. So let's go forward, shall we? And let's do, Jeff, are you ready to do our top three?
Yeah, let's go for it. Let's go.
All right, man. Let's do our top three. And as we do this, guys, you are welcome to play along. What were some of your top three? What were your top three of the wrestling week? Or just give us one. What was your number one thing that you liked about wrestling this past week? We had a lot happen. We had the draft on both SmackDown and Raw. We had a lot of stuff going on in Impact Wrestling last night. We had a setup of what looks like a cinematic match between Moose and EC3. We had so many other things going on there. So good stuff going on in Impact. We had an anniversary show tonight on AEW, which you're more than welcome to talk about. We had I don't even know what happened on NXT. I have absolutely no idea. I do know that Finn Balor had to have surgery on his jaw. So now they're kind of saying they don't know what's happening with him. They don't know if he's going to be around. They don't know if he's going to have to drop the title like Karrion Kross, which is a real shame. NXT is getting tremendously hit with injuries, which is never fun. But it looks like NXT might have to have the women take over. We have Ember Moon back there, which is very cool, and they might have to have their women's division come forward and carry them for a little while, which, hey, I'm good with that. I'm good with that. They have one of the best women's divisions going, man. Yeah, Jeff, I'm sure you agree.
Oh yeah. I'm fine. I'm absolutely fine with the women taking control and getting more TV time. I'm all for that.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Eustace has joined us. Hello to you. Eric Buchanan says, I have arrived. Sunny Wolf is here as well. Welcome. All right. So, Jeff, tell me your number three moment of the past week in wrestling.
All right. My number three moment. And, obviously we didn't get a change, which is fine. But I want to shout out Sheeta and Swole.
Yeah, Swole.
Swole.
And
mostly
yes.
Swole because she's awesome.
She is.
And I'm glad to see her get a title shot. I would like to see her as the eventual champion. It's amazing what happens when you put two talented people in the ring with each other, the stories they can tell, all the good things there. So, it was again, I'd like to see a change at some point soon, but I'm just happy that we're getting more of Swole, and
Yeah.
she's amazing. I'm going to continue to say that. I'm glad that she's in the spot that she's in now. I've seen a lot of her stuff on the independents, but to finally see her on TV and in a spotlight, yes. And here's the other thing that I will say: AEW, if you're listening, please give us Swole versus Thunder Rosa. Thank you.
Oh, dude, that would be awesome. Yeah, yeah, that would be amazing. That would be absolutely amazing. Hayden shouting out my favorite moments of the week: Fiend and Alexa drafted to Raw, New Day and the Street Profits changing their tag team championships. That was kind of cool. Nia Jax putting Lana into the table for the 4th time in a row. Poor Lana. You start to feel bad for Lana.
But she's getting a title shot. So
she does. Yeah. What about that?
Hey.
She got a title shot. That's oh, yeah. Yeah. We'll see what happens with that. I think I don't remember where I mentioned it. I might have mentioned it last night on Impact. I think that's a big red herring. She's gonna have that match with Asuka. Someone's gonna come out. Mark my words, someone's coming out. I don't know who. Maybe it's Melina, who is expected back. Maybe it's somebody else. Maybe it's Ronda Rousey. I don't know. But someone is coming out during that match. I will guarantee it. And it's not going to be Natalya. So someone is coming out during that match. I'm telling you right now, that's a big red herring. All right. My number 3. Oh, man. This was tough. I'm going to go with something that everybody kind of thought was a bad thing, but I think is a good thing. And I'm going to say the New Day breakup. And I know, a lot of people were like, oh, it's so sad. It's so sad. And I get you. I understand it because they're very good together. But to me, I think this is a little bit of going to Big E's turn. I saw some facial expressions from Big E when, if you go back and watch it, when Xavier, who's jacked, by the way, Xavier Woods has been hitting the weights hard, man. Xavier is jacked.
Shout out Austin.
Oh, yes. Shout out to you, man. He is absolutely jacked. But when he and Kofi were talking, and they were talking about them getting back together and doing all their kind of New Day stuff and everything, you kind of saw Big E was like, he wasn't always smiling and laughing. He didn't have that look on his face all the time. He kind of was like, yeah, kind of going along with the motions. And then, of course, you saw when they broke him up, and then everybody was sad. But again, Big E was just kind of in the middle, and you're almost getting to think that it's going to be, they got rid of me. They split me up from this team. Why are they singling me out? I want Big E to be a heel. And I'm fine with him being in singles competition if that's what he's going to be. Very, very excited for that. And I'm okay with them breaking up the New Day. Look, the New Day got their titles back. So they're going to be a factor on Raw. And that's another good thing we're getting out of it too, is we're getting a little bit of a formulation of some tag teams. It certainly doesn't look like SmackDown's going to have a lot of tag team stuff going on because they hardly have any. But it looks as if we're getting a little bit of a tag team division return. We got Miz and Morrison on Raw. So maybe we're going to get back into some tag team stuff, and I'm okay with that. That is something that we've been saying for weeks and weeks and weeks that we'd like to see happen. They got to step up their tag team game because they are getting destroyed by AEW and by Impact, and it's not even close. Not even close. The talent those two companies have in tag team action. FTR on AEW, the Young Bucks, best friends. Yeah, you could just go on and on and on. And then you got in Impact Motor City Machine Guns, the North, Gallows and Anderson. I mean, just so many, Ace and Madman Fulton. So many tag teams there. And I know I'm missing some, but I mean, they are just killing WWE. They've got to get their tag teams rolling, and they've got the people to do it. And we said this before. Why not get some of these guys together have the tag teams. I mean, maybe we get the Bar back on SmackDown. They are wrestling together, so maybe we get Cesaro and Sheamus back again. We'll see. I know Sheamus went to Raw, so the chances aren't good that they stay together, but they've got to get back to tag team wrestling, and I think it's a good thing that the New Day is over on Raw. They have the titles again, and I think that's a good thing. Street Profits obviously are on SmackDown. They have the titles there, so we'll see who they start putting up against the Street Profits, but I want to see the tag teams divisions coming back into the limelight for WWE. All right, your number two.
Number two for this week. Oh, man. Thinking about all of this, there's so many things that happen during the course of a week.
Yep.
That that you really have a hard time picking just three. But I'm going to kind of combine a couple here.
Okay.
One, I want to shout out all of the independent wrestling that happened over the weekend.
Oh, dude, so much good stuff.
So much good stuff. I've had a chance, thanks to a friend in the business, to watch some of the collective and watch some of the stuff that happened over the weekend. And honestly, I don't know how many people we have that really check out a lot of independent wrestling, but my goodness, it was so good. And so many different names and faces and different matches. And I mean, that Kylie Ray, Josh Alexander match was as brutal and hard hitting as any match that you're going to see anywhere. Freaking Ethan Page. What he's able to do, not only as a tag team performer, but as a singles competitor is amazing. And then I also want to shout out, and this is a name that hopefully people start to bring up a little bit more. And I'm going to go to Ring of Honor and talk about Jonathan Gresham.
Mm-hmm.
Jonathan Gresham is one of the best professional wrestlers today that not enough people talk about. And his in-ring skills are amazing. And if you don't know a lot about him, go to YouTube, check him out, because what he's able to do in the ring is just phenomenal. I mean, it really is. So shout out to all of the smaller companies. I'm glad that something like Fight TV exists, so they have a platform to be able to showcase their talents and their shows. But yeah, I mean, my goodness, it was just, this past weekend is one of the reasons why I love professional wrestling, is that you see so many different people with so many different gimmicks and, different creativity, and it's fun. It doesn't feel overproduced, which is always a good thing. And I just really enjoy watching really good independent wrestling, because it introduces you to people that you haven't heard of, and you become fans of those people that you learn a little bit more about. So yeah, yes. That's my number two.
Great call. It's so good to see the indies coming back. Again, we spoke to a few indie wrestlers in the interviews that we've done, and just hearing their passion for the business is inspiring. And it really, they're the fact that they're dedicated to their craft, and the fact that they weren't able to get out there. I mean, we all think, okay, there's the wrestlers in WWE and AEW and stuff like that. It sucks that they're not getting fans in the building and everything like that. But these indie guys are going out there night after night after night after night, and they're going into sometimes these gymnasiums that have 50 people. And this is what they do, and they do it. Yeah, they do it because they love it. And, names that are out there that people do know, like Danhausen, names like Warhorse, who was on AEW. But again, like Jeff said, we saw Kylie Ray, we saw Sonny Kiss, we saw, I'm just trying to think of some of the others that have, of course, the guys from
Cassidy.
the North. Yes, Ethan Page was there as well. Ethan Page, the Karate Man. The Karate Man was there. If you don't know who the Karate Man is, go look that up. By the way, I have to look. Ethan has shouted out Jeff, I know, and kind of been supportive of Jeff in his. I've got to kind of in turn shout him out as well because he is really great with his fans. Really, really is. I saw him do a video. That he met one of his fans in a local restaurant. They kind of just sat there and talked. And that was one of the greatest things I saw this past week. It's really cool when you could see that, like when a guy just kind of, he'll just go and he'll just sit down with someone and just kind of talk like a normal human being to another person that's basically just a fan. And, people, you don't see it often. These guys don't have to do that. And a lot of times with the bigger companies, it kind of gets lost where those wrestlers will come out and the only time they'll really chat with people is if they're getting paid to do it. So shout out to him. I think he's a really genuine, nice guy. And that's really cool. I mean, he plays a heel and he does a great job at it. But I think he's just a genuinely nice guy. And that's really cool to see that. But yeah, shout out to all the indie guys last week. I know some of you watched some of the stuff. Some of you watched all of the stuff last weekend. And there was just a lot of wrestling. So that's awesome. And it's great to see it coming back. It really is. Really, really is. So yeah, great call, dude. My number 2. Well, let's see. Man, what am I going to go with here? All right, I'm going to go with Moose and EC3. Moose and EC3, man, that story has been brewing for weeks and weeks and weeks. We got EC3, of course, that Slammiversary, this thing started, and we didn't know what was going on. Of course, then EC3 told his title. He's had his title. He's been holding it ransom, kind of making, Moose appear. Well, by the way, we have to boost. We have to boost when we talk about Moose. Yes. So the fact that now last night we got what looks to be a cinematic match coming, baby. They're going to do a cinematic match with Moose and with EC3 on Bound for Glory, and I'm all in, man. I am all in. We saw it happen last night. We saw, Moose going there, kind of punching EC3. EC3 gets up a bloody mess. I'm really, really excited for this, and I think this is going to be great stuff. I know EC3 has had promos now, too, for Ring of Honor that he's doing, so I'm not quite sure what's going on there. I don't know if he's going to go over there and kind of do matches there as well. If he's forming a faction, I don't know. But I'm telling you guys, Bound for Glory is going to be amazing between that match, between the gauntlet match, between the women's tag or the women's championship with Deonna Purrazzo and Kylie Ray. Kylie Ray, guys, is getting notoriety as could be the best women's wrestler in the business. I've seen it in more places than one today. There were at least 3 or 4 different sites I went on that said that. That's amazing. That's an amazing compliment, and she is awesome. If you have not seen her wrestle, you guys have to come and watch Impact with us. If you don't already, you're missing out. It has been amazing, 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 and Bound for Glory is going to be awesome. And I am really excited with EC3. It's going to be exciting to see him finally wrestle, and I think this whole thing with Moose is going to be great. Moose is a big dude, and the two of them in a ring together is going to be awesome, or not in a ring, as it were. If they're going to be on a cinematic match, I'm all for it, and I think it's amazing. So that is my number 2. Jeff, what is your number 1 wrestling event of the week?
So my number 1 is going to sound a lot like what you just talked about, but okay. I just want to give a shout out to Impact because, again, every week they put on another great show.
We're like a broken record with Impact, guys. But I'm telling you guys, if you don't watch it, you really need to. All I'm saying, And I'm
Just
not
give it
saying
one
this.
chance.
Yeah, I'm not saying this for us. I don't even care if you come to our stream. I mean, although it'd be cool if you did, but I don't care if you don't. I mean, just go and check it out on Twitch or watch it on Access TV. Watch one episode, and this week's is a go home show. So if you want to watch one, watch it because it's the one before the pay-per-view. But yeah, give it a chance because it has been awesome. Go ahead, Jeff.
Yeah. So I mean, honestly, what they've done, I mean, again, a lot of people got into Impact, which I'm happy about. Got into Impact because of the build to Slammiversary, and I'm happy for that. But what they've done since then has been nothing short of brilliant. I mean, and let's take last night. So many different layers to that show. We've got so many different storylines, and this stuff all happens in the span of 2 hours. So and I know this is a sore spot for Joe, but we've got the build to this wedding now with Rosemary and Johnny Bravo. But now we find out that Father James Mitchell is probably coming back.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Then we've got the whole saga with Heath trying to get an Impact contract, and his friend Rhino puts his career on the line so Heath can possibly have a chance. Yes. We've got everything with Eric Young and Rich Swann, and Rich Swann comes back last night, and you're thinking that we may not get this match, but he comes back, and not only does he come back, but he looks great, and he's doing flips, and he's doing all this crazy stuff in the ring. And then the ending of Impact last night. If you weren't invested in the Moose EC3 storyline before, the ending of Impact last night was enough to get you invested and wanting to see that match at Bound for Glory, because my goodness, they beat the crap out of each other on that bridge. EC3 ended up bloodied. Moose, looked strong even though he was wearing his drawers. I mean, he was just, it was just amazing. What a way to cap off a show that is not even your go home show for probably your biggest pay-per-view of the year. And that's saying something because we saw Slammiversary.
Yeah, Slammiversary was amazing.
I mean, so my goodness, I promise you guys we don't get any pay from Impact.
Well, we definitely do not. That would be awesome if we did, but no, we do not.
Be awesome. We'd love to work with them in the future, but I'm just saying, like, from a professional wrestling fan standpoint, it's something that's unique. It's different. They have, in my opinion, a very well-rounded show. I think they're the most consistent and well-rounded company out there, because not only do they have a strong tag team division, they have a strong women's division, which they call their Knockouts division. Their singles competition is amazing with the guys, not only from the Impact World Championship perspective, but the X division. And there are just so many different things that they offer. They have the fun, they have the serious, they have everything in between. And what they do every week is they continue to put forward storylines that make sense. So shout out to Impact Wrestling for the phenomenal job that they're doing. And honestly, 10 days until Bound for Glory, and I cannot wait.
Yeah, guys, set the calendar. You got to come and watch. I mean, set the calendar. I know that it's not necessarily readily available and stuff like that, but if you can get the money to do it, or if you can get a code, there's a lot of people giving codes out besides us. So if you can grab yourself a code, get the pay-per-view and watch. You will not be sorry. It is really, really, really good. Yeah, great call, Jeff. All right. My number one, my mark out moment of the week. Well, my goodness, Mr. Bray Wyatt and Ms. Alexa Bliss. OMG. First off, I am so thrilled that Bray is in Raw. I am very, very happy about that. Number one pick of Raw, and I am super happy about it. Listen, it had to be done. I think he had to move, and I'm glad he's back on Raw because I think that things will happen. I think we'll start getting a different Bray. I think we'll start seeing things like we used to see in the past. I don't think he's going to be locked down as much as he might have been on SmackDown, and I'm very happy with that. But man, oh man, oh man, I think I probably woke up half the neighborhood. That appearance with the two of them. And again, I did not, and see, this is what makes this so cool. I didn't expect it again. He got me again because I had no idea. No idea. Now, I understand. I know that Zelina was talking about Alexa. So when you got to that point, you're kind of thinking, okay. But I had no clue. No clue it was coming. I mean, I kind of maybe thought he was going to come out during the Kevin Owens match and think that it was going to be with KO and Aleister Black, maybe that the Fiend is going to get involved in that. I kind of thought maybe that was going to be. I had no idea. But when he showed up, when Alexa showed up, dude, like, okay, you guys all know my feelings about demonic women and contortion. Not a fan. I am not a fan. And dude, Alexa stayed in that position for an eerie amount of time, and I got a little tiny creeped out, at the very end, thinking like, okay, you have to move now. Okay, you kind of have to move now. But dude, amazing. And then the Fiend shows up in back of Andrade. And then the two of them are double Sister Abigails. Double freaking Sister Abigails. I can't even describe it. Dude, this is, and you could tell me Roman 9 times out of 10 and twice on Tuesday. I'm sorry. There is no bigger storyline in WWE right now. I love the Ali stuff. I want to see where that goes. I hope Ali gets his due. I want to see him come out and trash the WWE for casting him aside. I want to see it. I want to see what the New Day is going to do. I want to see what Roman's going to do because now there's more talk today between Roman and The Rock. I want to see what that's going to. There is no bigger storyline right now than Bray and Alexa. There just isn't. And the fact that it's almost like a mixed thing going on, a mixed tag team thing going on now with the two of them. This brings up so much discussion. Bray mentioned, someone again today mentioned in Bray's tweets, why don't you guys now have a match with Karrion Kross and Scarlett? Oh my God, my mind blew. And Bray said, somebody said, I forget the nature of the comments, but then Bray was saying, he would say, who would win? Oh, that's what he said. He said, who would win if you guys fought Scarlett and Karrion Kross? And he said, the fans. And I'm like, oh my God.
And he's right.
Could you imagine if the two of them? Oh my God, that would be amazing. If you saw Karrion Kross and Scarlett against the Fiend and Alexa. See, but this is what I mean, and how they're on the same show. And I wasn't sure that was going to happen. Well, they're on the same show. So Alexa is now staying on Raw. Chances are Alexa's going to go after Nikki Cross because Nikki Cross is now on Raw as well. So chances are that's where that's going to go. But who knows where Bray ends up? Where does he go now? I mean, he's kind of free to do what he wants. He's not going after Andrade. So does he interrupt at the end of Hell in a Cell? He doesn't have a match. Bray doesn't have a match, but yet during the commercial, we heard him laughing at the end of the commercial for Hell in a Cell. What if he pops up after Randy Orton wins the title. We all know what we're thinking about. Yeah, I know, Eric Roman. I know it's a great storyline. I get it. Roman's like the mafia don now. I get it. It's a great storyline. It's not better than Fiend and Alexa. It's just not.
We talked about this on Abby's, and I kind of brought this up, Joe. What if he helps Randy win the championship?
Yeah.
Just to take it from him.
Yeah, how great would that be? Yeah, how awesome would that be? Yeah, and then of course Drew's got beef with him then at that point too, and those guys had wrestled before. They were going at it before. So, oh man, dude, I am so in on that storyline. I cannot wait to see what happens with with Raw. I can't wait to see where they go. I think the Fiend. Look, I think Bray is unleashed. I think Bray is now unleashed. I think he's ready to go, and I think he's in a new place, and I think it's going to be amazing. I think that Raw is going to be, guys, remember, and I remind you guys about this, remember that Raw we had when Bray was when he took over the show, and we got the creepy ass funhouse music at the end that was all distorted and everything like that at the end of that show. That was the night that he attacked Braun. That is, I think, what we are in store for, and if that's the case, I'm thrilled that he's on Raw. Thrilled. So that is my number one. Again, I said when we come up with these things, it's like mark out moments. And to me, that was an absolute mark out moment. Absolute mark out moment. Roman's story had more layers to it. Bork says, "Hey, that's perfectly fine, dude. That's your opinion, and that's perfectly fine. I agree with you. It's a great storyline. I am not going to say it is not. I just think that the Bray and Alexa thing is just better, but that's my opinion." Rusty said that would be so great. I think Nails joined the chat. Hello, Nails. Hello to you. Hello, Eric, as well. No, Eric, I think you came back. Hello to Sean. Sean is here also. I know Sean is working a new job. Congrats, Sean, on a new job. But he's going in very early in the morning, dude. I feel for you, man. I can't do that kind of stuff anymore. I had one job in my career that I had to work nights, and oh, dude, I hated it. I hated it. And it's funny because I stay up really late, but I just can't work nights. I'm kind of in relax mode. Let us see what we are talking about in chat. DJ B Tazzy is here. Hello, man. Hello to you. How are you? 3 Hell in a Cell matches. Yeah, dude, that's going to be exciting stuff. Exciting stuff. Breaking news. John Cena has been married on Monday morning. Josh just says, "Oh, no. Cool, dude. Congrats to John Cena. Very cool. Very cool."
Nobody saw it.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. You can't see me. Yes. Nobody saw the wedding. Well, his bride may have not seen him.
Yeah.
That would have been a little awkward, right? Like his bride may not have seen him. Nails is here. Yes, I will celebrate Nails. Nails is here. Yes. Boost. I'll boost Nails. We were talking about Swole earlier, Nails. You missed it. You'll have to go back and listen. Jeff mentioned that was his number 2 moment of the week, I think, or number 3 moment of the week. Yeah. So awesome. Butterspark says Daniel looked really sad seeing that rabbit's head. Were you talking Ramblin' Rabbit? Yeah.
He said he wants another severed head of Rambling.
Another severed head. Well, it is getting up to be Halloween, isn't it now? We may start to see some crazy stuff going on pretty soon. Of course, you don't have too much time left. I mean, they're going to have, let's see, the week of Halloween. You'll have a Raw that week. I mean, the pay-per-view is Sunday, obviously, which, of course, leads into the Raw on Monday before Halloween. So you may start to see some crazy stuff happening. Of course, we all saw the Boogeyman. The Boogeyman said he's getting ready. So let's see if the Boogeyman shows up. That'd be awesome.
What would happen if he showed up at Halloween Havoc?
Oh, that would be awesome. That would be great. Yeah, we got Halloween Havoc. By the way, guys, we will be streaming Halloween Havoc. We don't normally do a Wednesday night, but we will be doing Halloween Havoc. So make sure that you check us out on that night, because I can't miss miss that Halloween show. That's going to be amazing. Absolutely amazing. All right. So they are our top 3 moments of the week. We saw some of you guys shout some stuff out. I know I saw some of you guys mention The Fiend as well. I saw some of you mentioned the New Day. Some of you mentioned some of the draft. So let's just wrap up the draft, shall we? Give us some of your highlights of the draft, and then we will do the same, and then we'll wrap up the draft in a nice little bow and kiss it goodbye until next year. So my one of mine of course, and I already said this, Bray going to Raw, I think was an excellent pick for them. I also think that Aleister Black going over to SmackDown with Kevin Owens, I think is a good idea. I'm sure they'll probably continue their storyline, but I think Aleister Black needs a change of scenery, and I think that that's a good thing for him. I hope he gets a much bigger push on SmackDown than he got on Raw, because I think he really deserves it. So I'm kind of happy for him, and I'm happy to see some of these people get a change. Disappointed about poor Chad Gable, man. He's stuck back on SmackDown again. Man, that poor guy, dude. I feel for him. If anybody needs to join Retribution, man, that man does. But he can't because they're on Raw. But yeah, that's so for me. I mean, didn't really see a lot of changes. Didn't see a lot of championship changes except for the tag team champs. Sami Zayn kind of got shafted a little bit, didn't he? Like, they didn't really mention him much, and he's a champion. Like, you would think he gets picked early. He didn't. I love Sami Zayn. I think he's great. Seth to SmackDown, Eric. Yeah. But the Mysterios went with him. So you're not going to see that storyline change much. Murphy went there too. So they're just kind of swapping shows. And Seth is going to be leaving soon. So, he's not going to be around very much longer. So I guess my thing with that is he's going to get beat up really good by Murphy somewhere. And that's what's going to lead to Seth going away for a while. Nail says, Eddie is my highlight of the week. Yeah, Eddie Kingston's awesome. Synchronized Sister Abigail's, yes, amazing. Number 3 is Boo speeding up PC3. Yeah, that was awesome. We mentioned that as well. So good. The show was so good yesterday. I love Eddie Kingston. I love the fact that he's in the title picture now. I loved him from NWA. Nothing but love for that man. He was amazing in NWA. Loved the promos he would do. So yes, super exciting. Andrade got left as a free agent. I know that poor dude has really gotten lost in mid card. And I don't know. I just don't know whether or not he's going to make it out of mid card anytime soon. Did you guys see Shotzi spin the wheel tonight on NXT? I did not. I didn't see NXT tonight, Sean. Sean Rousset, by the way, Rousset. I'm going to keep saying your name now because now I know I got it wrong, and I'm going to just make sure that I keep repeating it over and over and over again. But yeah, no, I didn't. Let us know what happened. I did not see NXT. I'm going to have to go back and watch it. DJ B. Tazzy saying, if you haven't already subscribed to it, yes, do that. Again, tomorrow night, we'll get to this in a little bit and tell you what we have coming up. But tomorrow night's going to be a celebratory stream for everyone with Jeff and myself, just kind of answering questions, talking about some funny stuff, whatever the case might be. We'll have some laughs tomorrow with the chat. You guys come on, ask us what you want. We'll give you the answers we can give. I'm sure there will be questions where we can't because you guys are you guys. But that's going to be fun. So yeah, come and celebrate tomorrow. Tomorrow night, the Ask the Insiders at me and Jeff is our celebratory stream for 1K. And if we haven't done so already, and some of you are new to the stream, thank you for watching our show. And thank you for being part of our Insiders Army. And thank you for everything you do for us. Because again, like I said, without you guys, we'd be talking to ourselves and we'd look really stupid. Butterspark saying Fiend is perfect for Halloween Havoc. Yes. Poor Seth being followed by the Mysterios. Yeah, I know. He just can't get away from them, can he? Matt Hendricks. Hello, Matt. Chamber of Horrors. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
He's saying that's on the wheel that Shotzi. Oh man.
Oh,
they're bringing some of those back.
Oh, now I'm gonna have to go back and watch. Sammy shouldn't have been a 14th pick. I agree, Nails.
No.
He didn't. No respect. No respect. Sammy's awesome. And don't forget to subscribe to check out Tazzy's channel too. Tazzy does some great after party shows and a great tailgate show. If you haven't already, check out DJB Tazzy's channel. A great friend of ours here on the Insiders. And he does some great stuff. I'm disappointed Zelina went to SmackDown because I was hoping for the Fiend. Did you guys see the comic that she released? I've been reading Batman, so I knew where the character was from, but she put a picture of Harley Quinn and she's fighting Punchline. The name of the character is Punchline, who is this newer character that was just recently made up for the storyline that they're doing. It's called Joker War, by the way. If any of you guys read comics, it's a really good story. Joker kind of gets Bruce Wayne's money somehow and kind of takes over Gotham City. It's just a really good story. And Punchline was his new mistress, let's say. She's his new girlfriend. He kind of ditched Harley, and the fact that she showed Zelina showed herself as Punchline and then had Harley as or Alexa as Harley in that little caption that she showed. Fantastic. Love it. I love stuff like that. Absolutely love stuff like that. You kind of was hoping, or were hoping, that they were going to kind of continue that, but I think that Alexa is going to be set up to go after Nikki. And I just think that that's what they set up there. And hey, who knows? They may see each other somewhere down the road for sure. Eddie didn't get eliminated. Eddie didn't tap, says Nails. I like I said, another guy I just absolutely love to death. I think he does great stuff. Rosemary. What is Sonny mentioning about Rosemary? Rosemary. Fiend going to Raw makes better and longer Funhouse. Fiend Bliss attacking Vega and Andrade. Oh, you're talking about Rosemary with Impact. Yeah, Rosemary's amazing. Well, we all know what I think about Rosemary. We don't have to go on. You know what? I put a tweet out yesterday saying that they need to stop the wedding. And who was the dude who answered me? I can't figure it out. I don't know who this person is, but he's an ex-wrestler. And I'm like, who is it? Who is this guy that answered my tweet? Like, who is he? And he's telling me about why it didn't make sense for me to say that they should stop the wedding. I have to find this now. Let me see who this guy was. You guys may know who this is, and maybe I just have no idea like what this guy was saying to me. Here, I put this wedding must be stopped at all costs. James Mitchell, get it done. And then the person who answered me, oh, now where is it? Oh, I can't find it. Apparently the guy is an ex-wrestler. And he was telling me why it didn't make sense to have James Mitchell do it, because that's not what James Mitchell does. And just like we're just kind of talking back and forth, and he's trying to tell, and he brought up a point saying it's actually a good thing for her to marry him, because think about it as a virgin sacrifice to a demon. And I'm like, I didn't even think about it that way. Like, that's really cool.
That is good.
I was like, wow, I didn't think about it that way. So, and he's saying that, by sacrificing Johnny Bravo, it's going to make her character better, like make her more evil and stuff like that. And I'm like, oh, that's really cool. Like, I had no idea. I don't remember if it was my, I'm trying to find it. I don't remember if it was my Twitter or if it was the Insider's Twitter that I put it on, but this guy answered, and he said, it said he's an ex-wrestler, ex-referee. And I'm like, who is this dude? Like, I didn't know who he was. So if you find my tweet and if you see it, let me know who this guy is, because I had no idea, but he's talking to me about Rosemary. And I'm like, that's pretty cool. Yes, the 1K party is tomorrow, Eric. I know. I saw you. See, you're starting your 10-day break. Well, dude, pop in. I mean, it's not. It wasn't really a planned celebration for tomorrow. It's more like I said, Jeff and I never did our Ask the Insiders episode, so I just kind of thought it would be cool if him and I would do a combined one. And answer your questions tomorrow night. And that would kind of be, again, no structure, just us, us answering questions. You guys can ask us really anything you want. We'll answer to the best of our ability. Of course, Jeff, I know people are curious about his wrestling career. Me, you can ask me anything almost to any extent, except for crazy stuff that I can't read out loud. That's you, Chris, by the way. I don't think he's even in the chat, but if you are, or if you listen, that's, you know what I'm talking about. Matt says both WCW match types, Chamber of Horrors and Coal Miner's glove is on the wheel. Oh, dude, that's awesome. Eric Buchanan says Mickie James didn't get drafted is also weird. Yeah, I think she did. I think she went to SmackDown though. Did they take her and pick her up and take her in SmackDown? I think they picked her up for SmackDown, if I'm not mistaken. I think I read that somewhere. It is party tomorrow, baby, says DJ B Tazzy. Yes, sir. Yeah, that'll be fun. It'll be, like I said, just a very fun little stream. You guys can talk about that, and make sure you join us tomorrow night at 9 p.m. Eastern time for that stream. Of course, Hot Tag is tomorrow as well. So Hot Tag will be all about Hell in a Cell. So that'll be Jeff and Brandy. I'm going to see if I can join, depending on what time I get out of work. But I might be there as well. So I know Thursday is kind of a weird day. There's not a lot going on. Some things happening here and there, I know. And if you can't make it, that's perfectly cool. But if you can, swing over 9 o'clock. We will be here and we'll be answering your questions. Remind me to tell you the Jason story too. You guys will get a kick out of my Jason story. It's really good. Often at this time of year, I watch a lot of Friday the 13th. And of course, there's a Friday the 13th coming up next month with Talking Shopomania, which I can't wait for. But it is so funny that I get synonymously mentioned with Jason. And it's been that way since I was about 17. And because I was such a big fan of the character, whenever anybody thinks of Friday the 13th, I get mentioned. And then when there's a Friday the 13th, people literally go on Facebook and wish me happy birthday, which is the weirdest thing ever. But it's funny. And I think it's just really, but I will tell you the story of how that happened. I will tell you all the story tomorrow of how I got to be synonymous with a serial killer who wears a hockey mask. So yes, tune in tomorrow for that. I will tell you guys the story of my Jason thing that I did when I was very, very young and very, very foolish. And you'll learn the foolish part as well. Eric, she did not release a comic. It was a comic clip. I'm sorry if I didn't make it sound right. She took a picture of a comic and released that on her Twitter today. Picture of like I said, a Punchline and Harley Quinn. Shotzi's choosing a Johnny Gargano match versus Damian Priest and Candice LeRae match versus Io Shirai. Okay. All right, cool. No, it was Joey's Adventures. It was on Twitter. It was on her Twitter. She put it on Twitter today. As she was saying goodbye to Raw. She put it on her Twitter. Jeff, I know you're anxious to talk about some stuff tomorrow. The guys can ask you a ton of wrestling questions, man.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Some things I probably won't be able to get into as much because a couple of, I'm trying to think of the best way to say this. A couple of the folks I used to work with are currently under contract in the WWE. So some things I will get into and some things I'll have to just hint at, but I will divulge as much information as possible. But yeah, I'm kind of looking forward to being able to chat and talk about my, wrestling career and how crazy it was. And I'm sure that people will ask me a few questions about it and all of that stuff. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Nail says, if you remember at the start of Wrestle House, Bravo said extra virgin, and Rosemary looked away and said, yes. So see, he might be right. Whoever this dude was that texted me or messaged me last night on Twitter could possibly, I would love to know who this guy is. I can't find it, of course, now because I'm an idiot and I cannot control social media whatsoever. But that's beside the point. Nails tweeted that to Scott D'Amore. Did you? Oh, that's cool. That's awesome. So maybe this guy was right. I don't know. I don't know who he is. I don't know if he's like a big fanboy of Rose. I have no idea, but he says he's the next wrestler, next referee, so I have no clue. Joshua says, I have a doctor's appointment tomorrow. Sadness, but in the morning, yay. Well, I'm sorry, and I guess I'm happy all in the same time for you there. I don't know what you're going for, but yeah, good luck, dude. I hope everything turns out okay for you, man. Is Rusty starting with jokes? I think he is.
Yeah, he's warming up the room.
He's warming up the room. Has anyone ever seen a picture of Mount Rushmore before it was carved? Its beauty was unprecedented. Oh, very nice, Rusty. Very nice. Very nice. Mickey James teases joining the Robert Stone brand. Oh, I would not like that. No, she can't lower herself to that. Lower herself to that standard. I wouldn't want to see Mickey do that. No. But let's see. Matt Hendricks. WWE is finally acknowledging the Joker Harley connection with Fiend and Bliss, and I love it. Hopefully this stops the Sister Abigail stuff. Bliss is not becoming Abigail. I didn't really think she was from the very beginning. People associated her with it because of the appearance that she had in the swamp match, and she was Abigail to Braun. But yeah, I never really thought. I always thought that it was going to be more of the Joker Harley thing than it was anything else. And Alexa may be becoming her own creature, and I'm perfectly fine with that too. Perfectly fine with that too. Joshua saying happy late birthday. Are you saying that to me? That's very late, dude. You're almost a good month. But I appreciate it if you're saying it to me. It was in September, but you're good, dude. Warm up jokes. DJ B Tazzy's Friday 13th. Cough. I'm sick. I can't do the after party, dude. You don't want to miss that. You don't want to miss Talking Shop too. Do not miss that. Because guys, Joe is a serial killer who wears a hockey mask. Spoiler alert. No, I'm not. I'm really not. That's some good shit. But I can't be a serial killer. I'm too nice. But yeah, it's really funny, isn't it? Really funny stuff. It's my mother used to get horrified. Like literally, I'll tell you all that. Like my mother used to get horrified because this was. I mean, I was in my like late teens, so 17, 18 or so. And my mother's like, you're wearing these hockey masks all over. Now, this is back when you couldn't buy props either. Like you couldn't buy Jason hockey masks. The only thing you can get back then was a goalie mask, which is an entire thing that fits over your whole head. So that was my Jason mask. I stuck this thing on the entire part of my head, and then I had to paint it. So I painted like a big red, they call it a chevron, the triangle that's on the top of the mask. So I had to paint a chevron on the top of the mask. But I also... there was a thing years ago, and you guys, if you're younger, are going to know what the hell I'm talking about. But there was a thing years ago called lip syncing. They used to have shows about it. Jeff, I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. Oh, yeah. And they used to have shows on TV that they would have people lip sync to music, and they would judge them on it. It would be like a contest, kind of like a game show, where they would lip sync to music, and whoever did the best. So they had this thing in school where they did this. I think it was in our Spanish class, which I think I told you guys our Spanish class was absolutely awful and I learned nothing. And this is the kind of stuff that we did. So she decided to have the whole school have this lip sync contest. So myself, two other friends, and then my sister also. Now, my sister, mind you, was probably about 9 when we did this. So we all decided we were going to do a lip sync to Alice Cooper's He's Back, the Man Behind the Mask, which is about Jason. It's from Friday the 13th Part 6. It was the theme song for Friday the 13th Part 6. So we decided we were going to do this. Now, my one friend, his name was Tony. He dressed up like Alice Cooper, and honest to God, he was just so built, like very thin, and had the perfect face for it, and put the face paint on and stuff like that. It was amazing. And we were going to act out the video. So I, of course, dressed up as Jason. They made me a cardboard casket that I popped out of, and I attacked my two other friends and did the whole scene from Friday the 13th Part 6. Meantime, as a little cute moment in there, we had my sister hiding in a sleeping bag. So she's in a sleeping bag pretending to be at a camp, and she's laying in the sleeping bag, and I come in, and then she's just kind of waking up, and I told her to act like she's waking up, and she's getting up out of it. Now, mind you, like I said, she's probably 8 years old, and I come out on the stage, and I come over and kind of hover over her, and she looks up at me, and she just screams and runs off. And then just like, so this is the kind of thing I'm telling you, like this character and myself were kind of made synonymously with each other. And I'll go more into that story tomorrow, because it really gets really, really funny and really, really bad. Like my friend who was supposed to play Alice Cooper was on the track team, and he just happened to get speared by a javelin through his leg the night we were supposed to do the show. So yeah. It didn't start off very well. Yeah, so it's just another one of those crazy stories. Oh man, but yes, join us for Talking Shopomania on Friday the 13th. Come and celebrate Friday the 13th with me. It's my favorite day of the year. So come and join us for that as well. That is going to be a blast, absolute blast. And they were recording it. I know I saw some of the people who were doing it. Hornswoggle, Ethan Page was there. And some of the others that had gone through. Virgil was there. Scott Steiner was there. So they were recording Talking Shop too. Can't wait for that. I am just so excited about that. It's amazing. All right. So that is that. So we will go over. Yes, it is time for Calynn Corner. It's time for Jessi. And Jessi, let us know when you got the jokes ready to roll, and we will read them out. Will we get a mixed tag match with the Fiend and Bliss at Hell in a Cell? Personally, I would do Fiend, Bliss versus Cross and Killian Dane. Oh, well, that's interesting, isn't it? Not a name I would have thought of, but okay. Maybe. I don't know. I mean, he doesn't have a match, so yeah, we could. Nail said that's exactly what a serial killer would say. Yeah, that's true. You're probably right. They kind of deny it, don't they? They're so bad. Here we go. Eustace is getting nasty. Getting nasty. JB Tazzy. LL Cool J. What are you saying LL Cool J for? LL Cool J. You know what song I love by LL Cool J from the 80s? I'm That Type of Guy. If you've never heard it, oh my God, it cracks me up listening to it. Oh, so good. I'm that type of guy. I love LL Cool J. So good. Such a good rapper, good singer. He's a legend. Really a legend. Jessi saying he's a bad storyteller, Sonny. That's what he is. Who's a bad storyteller? Are you saying I'm a bad storyteller, Jessi? Who's a bad storyteller? I'm not reading that. Eustace is getting nasty.
Oh, it's worse. It gets sicker down at the
nasty.
So Sonny wants you to take a look at her joke that's on the screen.
Oh boy. Where is it? It's
on the screen. It's on the screen.
Oh. So Cody changing his hair from blonde to black to blonde. Who does he think he is? Cruella DeVille? Oh boy, Sonny, that was bad. Sonny, that was bad. That was just bad. It was bad, Sonny. That was bad. You've had some really good ones over the last few weeks, but that was bad. That was rough. But good. I'll give you an A for effort. When you make up your own jokes, it's not easy to do. It's not easy to do that. Can't wait for Karate Man. I know. Yeah, it's gonna be so good, dude. If I'm telling you, man, if he fights Jason, I can't wait. And I know it's not Jason. It's probably gonna be the big LG in a Jason mask, but that's okay. I'm all right with that too. Eustace, I'm definitely not reading that one. I'm just skipping right over that. Jessi saying four jokes from Jessi. Oh, all right. Here we go. LL Cool J, the host of Lips. Oh, the Lips. Yeah. He was. No, you're right. He was the host of that. Yes. And that is a great song, dude. I absolutely love that song. I think I have an owl outside my window, Butterspark. Oh, I get it. Who? James Chadwick, I'm off to try to sleep again. Well, a good night to you, man. We are probably all going to be doing that soon as well. I can't believe you and Days didn't understand the joke. Did I not understand it? Jeff, did you get something else out of that I didn't?
Oh, I got it.
Okay, so then I'm just oblivious. I'm just oblivious. I didn't get it either. All right, here we go. We got a countdown. 3, 2, 1. All right, Jessi, we're at 1. Where is it? Come on. Where is it? Where? All right, here we go. Parallel lines have so much in common, It's a shame they'll never meet. Oh, we got a line joke. We got a line joke. Oh man, Eustace, you are just filthy, dude. Dude, you are literally like the Andrew Dice Clay of the stream. You're just filthy. I'm gonna start reading some dice poetry. I'm gonna start hickory dickory dock, and I'm not gonna do that because stream ban.
I know how it ends.
Jeff was getting ready on the edit button. The stream would have been banned instantaneously.
Yes.
Like Andrew Dice Clay got banned from MTV. I would have been banned from YouTube. I would have been done. Little Miss Muffet. Dice. Loved Dice. One of my favorite comedians. I can listen to his album and crack up laughing every single time. All right, number 2. What are the strongest days of the week? Saturday and Sunday. The rest of the days are weekdays. Oh, weekdays, extra cheesy. Yes, that was extra cheesy. You are correct. It was extra cheesy. Butterspark saying 10 out of 10 out of 10 out of 10 out of 10. That was extra cheesy. Yes, it was. Oh man. Gotta love it. Got to love it. Love it. All right, Jessi, here comes number 3. I think I told this one, but I'm losing track of them now. LOL. Why did the ghost ride the elevator? To lift his spirits. Oh, to lift his spirits. Oh, Eustace, man, you are just disgusting. You are just, that's just gross, dude. Like gross. Oh, man. Yeah. What is regularly given to the sea around 8 a.m. if the digestion is right? The captain's log. Oh, nice, honey. Very nice. You made up for it. Last but not least, says Jessi. All right.
Oh, man.
Eric Buchanan came up with what is... I'm not saying that either. You guys, I'm not reading that.
Save these for the Talking Shopomania 2.
Dude, like, man, we got to make our stream adult only for this kind of stuff. All right, Jessi, where's the last one? All right, there it is. An old lady at the bank asked me if I could check her balance. So I pushed her over. Oh, nice. Very nice. My own joke made sense. Sonny, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It probably did. I'm just oblivious. Sometimes I'm a little slow on the uptake, but you got to excuse that. I'm old. Get off my lawn. Yes, I'm old. And you have to excuse that sometimes. Eustace needs to go to Calynn Corner, boot Jessi and take over the corner. C wants a Eustace corner. Oh, C just wants our stream to get banned. That's what it's going to be. We're just going to get banned. Jessi's pushing over old lady.
God.
Oh, no. No, I don't even want to know. I don't even want to know. God. Rusty says, whoever stole my selfie stick, you need to take a long look at yourself. Oh, nice. Dude, Eustace. Oh God.
That's what we're going to have to do.
Yeah, Eustace, you just literally, you need your own ban button. You need your own ban button. Oh my God. Like, where are you getting this stuff from? If you're not reading this from a book, and if this is coming out of your head, dude, I don't even know. I don't even know what to say.
You need to be a comedian.
Dude, you do. You should be doing stand-up. Oh, my goodness. Oh, always good to end a Wednesday with a laugh. Thank you all. Now my stomach hurts. Oh, man. Nail says that's funnier because Jessi would be hilarious pushing over. Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, it would be hilarious, wouldn't it? You can't see Jessi doing that. Is Abby's window schedule going to change now? The Fiend is on Raw. Eric, we don't, not yet. We're going to see how things go because it's really, the whole point is I don't know where we would do it. With our schedules being what they are, the only kind of thing we can maybe do is put it either before Impact, but I don't know. So I don't know. I think we're just going to leave it where it is right now and just see what happens. Because I mean, we can always talk, like we can always do previews of Raw and stuff like that and talk about what happened the prior week too. So, yeah, we'll see. As for now, I think it's just going to stay where it is, but we'll see. We'll get back to you on it. All right. So yeah, going forward, and we got to get out of here because it's getting late. I don't want Jeff to, I know he has to get up for work and so do I. And so do probably a lot of you have to go to sleep and stuff like that too. But, so going forward with this show, I know we really haven't had a lot of structure. We've kind of just done the top three, and that's pretty much it. And the thing with Gary, but we're going to go forward. We're going to make some little more structure to this. And I think it's about that time. We talked about this before, but I think it's time that we are going to do video. We're going to start testing it over the weekend, maybe.
OMG.
I know, right? OMG. Yes. That's a Valley Girl from the 80s. I love it. Oh my God. Yes.
I love it.
That reminds me of Baby's Got Back. The beginning of Baby's Got Back.
Yep.
Oh, Sir Mix-a-Lot. Oh man. Yes. But yes, we are going to do, video. Because it's about time, I guess, to show you our very odd looking faces. And yeah, you get to, then you won't even need to do jokes because then you just be looking at our funny faces and laughing. So you wouldn't need jokes anymore. But yeah, I think it's about time. So that's going to be our next step. So we're going to start working on video. And then you'll be able to see us laughing like morons, and giggling during Talking Shop too, and drinking stuff and whatever else we do. So yeah, so we're going to do some video. We're going to do the Halloween thing, which we said earlier. We'll get dressed up in some masks and stuff like that. That should be some fun. Then you won't have to see our faces. But yeah, so that's what's coming up. And then we're going to structurize this show a little bit more. We're going to do some other things. Listen, please do me a favor, guys. Okay. I know I ask you to comment and stuff like that, and it's fine. You don't necessarily have to. I know you guys all have, but do me one favor. Okay. If we can get each of you who's in the stream right now, each one of you, send us a DM to Insiders on Twitter and let us know something you would like to see on our show that we don't already do. Let us know. No idea is a bad idea. Okay. Again, we started this show as a community show. It is still very much a community show. So let us know something that you would like to see on the show. And the whole point of this is I'm expecting the fact that we'll probably get as many people who are in the chat now, 20 some to 30 some are probably going to get that many different answers. And that's okay. That's okay. But send us DMs and tell us what you would like to see on the show. What would you like to see on our podcast, on this particular show, on a weekly basis? If you liked something we did in the past, let us know that. If you missed the debates, let us know that. If you missed something we did in the past, if you'd like to see something else that we haven't done yet, no, I'm not interviewing Deadpool, Rusty. Forget it. No, and no. You know what, dude, if I could get Ryan Reynolds on our show for an interview, I would do it in a heartbeat. So yes, if that could ever happen, which I know it won't, I would definitely get Deadpool on the show for an interview. But let us know. because look, like I said before to you guys, we're going on what, 7 months, 8 months now. We're at 1K now in subs, so we can monetize the channel. Let us know what you guys like about the show, what maybe you don't like so much about the show, and let us know what you think you would like to see on the show, because again, this is all about you. Dallas Stars fan says the debate segment, we were talking about maybe making that its own show. And maybe we'll do that. Maybe we'll do that. Exorcist watch along. You're not ever going to see that. See, ever, ever, and ever. Never, ever. Never, ever. It's like to see recreation of favorite wrestling moments through interpretive dance. Oh, good God. I don't think you're ever going to see that. Because you probably would just not. Me and Jeff would be then making the YouTubes for all the wrong reasons. we would be out there for all the wrong reasons. It's best for business. No, it's really not. It's really not. But yeah. The closest you're going to ever get from me is a John Travolta impression from Saturday Night Fever to seeing any sort of dance on this show. And I think I've done that before already. So, but yeah, that's all you're going to get from me as far as dancing goes on the show. But yeah, please do that. So that's your homework. So please do your homework. And yes. So thanks, guys, again for joining our show. Oh God, nails. Topless talking shop.
Not only, you know what?
Oh.
No. No.
Oh. Wow.
No one, and I'm speaking for myself here.
No, I agree with you 100% before you even say it.
Want to see me topless?
No.
Like,
yeah. No. Yeah, I agree.
I don't want to see me topless. So, I mean,
oh, I agree. So much agree. Yes. So, wow, that's really funny. Rusty, what did Rusty say? Everybody's laughing. A weenies of the week segment. Weenies? What's a weenies? Who's what
ask.
Weenies? Yeah, I don't think I want to ask. Yeah, you're right. I don't want to ask.
Now Nails is saying a good God.
Oh my God. What are we gonna do? What are you taking the place of RVD's segments on Impact? Is that what it is? Oh man.
First off, you can't twerk your spine because I have like no backside, so it's like, just back from shoulders down. So
you guys are awesome.
But yeah, this is, oh boy.
Oh, you guys are crazy. Anyway, we love it. We wouldn't have it any other way. All right, guys. So yes, make sure you join us tomorrow for Hot Tag, all about Hell in a Cell. That will be at 7 p.m. Eastern time. I may be joining. We'll see if I can get home in time. I maybe will pop in. And then we have our stream tomorrow night, 9:00 p.m. Eastern Standard. That will just be an Ask Joe and Ask Jeff, Ask the Insiders show to celebrate our 1,000 subs. Those of you in the Army, Nails, see if you can get some people from our past interviews to come on. Let them know. I'll do that too, and I'll see if maybe we can wear their favorite wrestling shirts. I'm good for. I'm good with that. You guys know what shirt I'd be wearing. My Rosemary shirt. Yes. But yeah, well, let's see if maybe we can get some of the people that came on interviews with us in the past, like Holodead and oh my goodness, Thunder Rosa, people like that. We'll see if we can get them to pop in our chat and just say hello, and we'll be able to thank them for being a part of the show as well. So I know Nails is real good. We got a liked post and a retweet from Big Swole today, which was awesome. So yeah. But yeah, join us for those. Friday, nothing. Saturday, nothing. Sunday, nothing. We're taking the weekend off because we have a big week ahead of us next week. So yeah. That is it, guys. It is getting late, as Billy Idol likes to say. In the midnight hour, she cried mo. It is getting to be the midnight hour, so we got to get out of here, guys. We both have work in the morning, and I'm sure you guys probably do. We want to see my puppy. Oh yeah, that's right, on video. Marley can be on video. That's true. That's true. You can now see my puppy. That's right. We can see Marley. It was funny. On a quick note before we end, my wife and daughter were both saying, "Why is it that the dog is over on the stream and you never mention us?" I'm like, "Oh, uh-oh." Oh, I'm in big trouble now. I said because the dog is over. Well, neither one of them knew what that meant, so I really didn't get very far with that comment. Anywho, so all right, yeah. Thanks, guys, for joining tonight. Really, really appreciate it. Glad you can make it. I hope you are able to be with us tomorrow night. And then I hope you're able to be with us in the future as well. Thanks for everything you do. Hope you can come for the celebration tomorrow night for the 1K. Would really like to see you, as many of you there as can be there tomorrow night at 9 p.m. We will see you all then. Guys, until we meet again, stay safe, be careful out there, and have a great rest of your night and a great day tomorrow. We'll talk to you all soon. Take care, everybody.